premarketwizards.com and eminywizard.com, reminding traders to use risk capital you can afford to lose if you're playing this game. No guarantees, and markets turn on a dime. I'm going to advise traders to be conservative today. We've had a very solid downdraft for the last few days, few weeks. And at this point, I think we need some profit taking. That doesn't give a free pass to the longs at all. I just think we need to be conservative today. So we're going to go on the assumption low is already in. Overnight low split these two lows, and we said that was probably the idea of 32 support, and then it held overnight, and we've got a bounce in low volume and obviously easy to do. We've suggested this 68.5 area should be aggressive resistance pre-market, and it's a target that the longs are going to try to get to. So whenever you get within a point or two of your target, you need to be conservative, or at least I like to think of that. So this chart suggested to me that, first of all, we're going to have support back here, as we just talked about. This is going to be our aggressive support. It's 48 area. And if we can get back past this 58, then the next potential target we're going to look at in the 55 to 54 range. We're just going step by step. Made the observation that we are inside the RTH range, and let's look here first for clues. So what we want to do is take a look at this relationship where we are. So overnight, we basically have traded inside this range. And that's all we know in terms of a range trade. Yesterday's range, RTH, has been duplicated. So today, I do believe we can get up a little bit higher. How much higher is anyone's guess. And we're going to say certainly the 68 is first, and then that 72 to 75 area that we had talked about yesterday. That will be our next resistance area. Anybody that is trading right now, looking at the 58s, 57s, if we can get there. I said if we got the 55 pre-market, that would be magnificent. Not yet. Angels and demons. You can see the basis of that 48 zone right in here if you do your angels and your demons. Here's our demon at 62.5 and our angel back in here just above 34s. This is a common sense take profits ahead of the open. This is a squeeze pivot right here, this post, you can see it. So that is going to be the primary squeeze pivot until broken, and then right below it. And obviously for resistance right now, this spike high back here at RTH high at that 71 area. In these type markets, once we get a bounce, they can roll over and roll over fast. I'm thinking that we can get some rollover today, but not roll over fast. I think we've got two-way day, and I think we've got some whack-a-mole probably. First and most important, get on the scoreboard. This is our weekly 3-box move. We're using this 75 back here as the theoretical resistance. And for now, this is probably our fighting box, and this is our support box based on this chart. And this would be last week's low. And the retest will get above it. And then the question is, do we get back under it and keep coming? And obviously, on the monthly schematic, we've got this 78.25 resistance. And we are in this fighting box right here, which is the 55 to 78s. So basis the monthly, what they're looking at, this is an important resistance zone. So today we can go to any high if we get a sharp bounce. I think we're going to need some time to get out of Dodge. So I think we can hit some bounces, but my expectation is it may be whack-a-mole today. And then this afternoon, when things really thin out, anything goes. But we'll take that step by step, and more than likely traders will be leaving early today. And that brings up the next question, which is, do you really need to be trading all day today? Do they need to trade at all? Those traders that are really micromanaging right now have probably not had a good couple of days. If you've had a couple of good days already, you don't have to do anything today. And we have smelled out this plunge. So my suggestion is protect your profits and be very conservative about the trades you take today. But we can see that we're opening above the blue line, the red line, and the green line, rain line above us. So anytime we open in this type of a zone, then it gives me pause to think that, okay, the stolen range has been done for a purpose. And that's a squeeze type trade. So we've got some trapped shorts. They're going to get squeezed a bit. And we're still going to play this range for now, understanding that the boys will want to try to get above this high today. So what I'm going to do is suggest that we're ahead of ourselves on this chart already. We know that. We know that this is the relationship that's very important right now. And this is an awkward opening for traders who really like the short side. Because the question is right now, first of all, first trades of the day, are we going long or short? And it's my belief that because we're playing whack-a-mole and because we've got this stolen range, that you can play two ways today. And the long side, obviously, these are aggressive trades that if you take at the open without any kind of a pullback, so it's more of a bot squeeze type of trade. And yet we know based on yesterday's range that we should get some pullback. So it's very hard to jump right in here and close your eyes and buy. And my suggestion is let's think more neutrally that we will get some pullbacks, but probably won't get the type of trade that we got the last couple of days. And my guess is we may need several attempts short side. Anybody that is buying alongside here, we suggested that 55 to 58 would be the first aggressive support. So if you've taken the trade, don't stay married to this. I'm thinking the first rotations probably be fairly choppy because of the level we're opening at. And this is part of the reason that it takes a little bit of time. There's a This is a 15-minute chart. We're going to go back to the 10 right now. And you can see just how we're trapped in this little range right here, basis the 10-minute chart. That's why this is such an awkward opening, because this line is saying, no, you can't, you got to go backwards. And this line is saying, yes, I can go up. So that's why I'm thinking it may be a little bit choppy, this first rotation here. And typically we like to use a bounce for selling in a strong trend market. And if the trade doesn't work, then okay, take your stop out and try again. If you don't want to trade at all right now, just stay sideline. Till broken, we're using this 68 to 72 as our resistance, immediate resistance. And we're going to go back over and we'll take a look at the RTH, because we said let's use that idea for now for range. And these are temporary ideas. We know we're calling this our support, we're calling this our aggressive resistance, and then the range trade in between. And this is a 1-minute chart, and this is yesterday's RTH range. And my thinking is that it's probably a tough open to expect to get a lot. This is about a dime off of the high, right? Anybody who took profits earlier at least protected some of it. If you were going long, when I had opened up the room early and I'd suggested that 68.5 was the target. If you got something out of that pre-market, great. And if you use that to come backwards, still we've only had a very modest pullback so far. And that's to be expected, I think, today, because this is Taylor Day 3 technically. So I think equal opportunity employer, and we said today we were going to take a look at the RTH range from yesterday first. Need to resolve that range first. And that's why we're looking at this structure right now. Just common sense. Not looking for big trades here. Hit and run is my suggestion. Get on the scoreboard, get your work done early, get your 4 or 5 points if you can, and then, go help in the kitchen or whatever it is you do day before Thanksgiving. Tough open because of the gap up, but we've got a lot of traders still trapped. Usually we say take one more trade. I just don't think this trade is going to pan out to be the kind of trade that we like to see. But I still think it's the correct trade. Take a shot at the short side and then, either capture or take your stop out and try one more time. Trend type trading. 49.5, half gap. Thank you, Zeke.